Hi there. Welcome to Change Coach Conversations. Change Coach Conversations are a series of short conversations that I'm going to have here with you about all things related to coaching, to change, how change happens, and how we as coaches can facilitate that, and around making an excellent living doing this work. So, this is Change Coach Conversation number one. And I want to talk about the one thing that we can do for any person with any issue that is likely to make a big impact. And when we do this, we cut beneath the issues of whack-a-mole, where you think you got something covered and then it pops up over here, or habit swapping, or all of that stuff that comes from not seeing things deeply enough. So I started coaching in 2007, a long time ago, not from this understanding. And my typical session would go something like: client would come in, they would state their complaint. There was always a complaint. I think I asked for it, to be fair. I would say, "What's horrible in your life this week? What can I fix for you?" So they would go into their complaint and they'd talk about their habit or their relationship with their partner or whatever. And I would listen, and I would listen for their limiting beliefs. I would hear where they were making stuff up. I would listen for their blind spots, and I would challenge that. I would help them see, well, maybe it isn't this way. And what if you thought about it this way instead? So I would give them new perspectives, new ways of seeing things, um, new ways of handling the issue, maybe after our session when they went into their week. And they would typically leave feeling kind of relieved and pretty good about things. They'd say, "I feel hopeful. I see things that I didn't see before. So I'm going to take that into my life." So they would come back the next week, and usually they would say, "Okay, things were better. I got into that fight, started that fight with my partner that we always have, but I remembered what we talked about, and I brought that new perspective into it, and the fight didn't really go anywhere." And that's great. Okay, awesome. So what do you want to talk about today? And they'd say, "Okay, well, today I need to talk about the problem that I have with my brother." So, remarkably similar issue, right? They found a way to bypass this thing with their partner, but now they have a gripe with their brother. Or in the case of a habit, they'd say, "Oh, yeah, I definitely had a good week. I ate less, I drank less," whatever their habit is. But oh, yeah, by the way, I spent 30 hours online or in Netflix trying to kind of avoid and comfort and numb. So the root of the issue wasn't being touched. And it's really hard when this happens. Like, we keep coming up against the same stuff. And I started seeing, wow, we're just not going deep enough. And that happens when we try to change psychology with psychology. That's what I was doing. I didn't know any better. I would try to help them have a nicer belief or a nicer thought or a nicer feeling, or even bring some willpower to the equation and do nicer activities or nicer behaviors, and hope that that would stick. But that just keeps things very surface level. It keeps the whack-a-mole coming because they haven't seen anything that actually shifts anything for them. They've just thought or managed their way around the issue. So how do we end client whack-a-mole? How do we end habit swapping and actually get in there and create some real change? We do that by taking them out of their personal psychology, out of their specific thoughts and feelings and all the muck of that, and looking deeper at what is behind all issues for all humans, no exceptions. We look in a very universal, zoomed out way at what's behind all of this. So we look at the idea that when there's conflict, let's say there's a bunch of insecure thinking coming up, and they're only seeing their partner or this or their brother or whoever it is through this insecure thinking. We look at the fact that when they're wanting to go toward a habit, there is insecure thinking and there is discomfort and there is a feeling, and we look at what that feeling is showing them. So it does not matter what their habit is. It doesn't matter what's happening when they feel discomfort. It's discomfort, and we know something about that. We're going beneath, again, all the personal psychology and the stories and the thoughts and the details, all the specifics, and we're seeing what this all has in common. And when we can point our clients there, it is first of all, incredible for them because now they see something about how all experience works. You know, we still talk about it in the context of what's bothering them, but they see it in this universal way. And it really shifts like their understanding of everything. So they don't need to run to us so much. They start to have their own sea change where they see their own experience differently and it generalizes and it applies itself where it's needed in their life long term. You know, when they've had a sea change like that and they see, oh, this is my thought coming to life or this feeling is safe, that doesn't pertain to just this thing with their partner. I mean, that's everything. So we've given them something so valuable and so deep that is going to last. It's great for them. And it's amazing for us as coaches too, for a lot of reasons. I mean, we get to sleep so well at night knowing that we've pointed people in a direction to where they see something that again they're likely to take with them forever, that is going to apply to anything that they're ever up against. It gives us so much confidence. Like it gave me so much confidence because back in 2007, if someone said, "Oh, can you help me coach me around my business issue or coach me around my relationship issue?" I thought, "Oh man, I don't know anything about your business. I don't know that much about relationships. I don't know how I'm going to do that." So I probably said yes, but I wasn't all that confident because I was up in the personal psychology of it. Now, I would have absolutely zero hesitation talking with anyone on earth about any issue. I don't pretend that I'm going to, for sure make an impact, but I know that where we're pointing really truly applies to all people and all issues. So there's an excellent chance, a really excellent chance that no matter what the details of their story are, I can talk to them and point in a way that is very, very likely to have some shift for them that's going to it's going to play out in a way that I can't possibly predict and I don't need to because as the coaches, we don't need to worry about those details. We're just pointing toward the truth. So that level of confidence and knowing really where to go in and point, I mean, it is so efficient. It is effective. It gives us confidence that not only makes our coaching have so much more impact, but helps our businesses too, because we can go out and say, "Hey, come talk to me," and really truly mean it. I know that I can point you towards something that's very, very likely to help. It just has amazing trickle down effects and it helps everything. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I would love to hear from you about your impact and if you're seeing whack-a-mole or what you're seeing around this. And I will have many more of these conversations. Our next one will be about can we really make a living doing this? Because I know that's a question for a lot of people. So if you love these conversations, keep watching them. If you want to see more about having impact and making a living and really, really knowing exactly where to point to support people, I would love to have you in the Change Coach training that starts in January. It's an incredible 6-month training, and you can check it out at the link below.